local fiber products na talaga namang ipinagmamalaki sa loob at labas ng bansa at iba't ibang fiber research innovations, alamin sa pagdiriwang ng Philippine Tropical Fabrics Month. Makakasama natin si Julius Liaño Jr., Direktor, DOST Philippine Textile Research Institute. Magandang tanghali, Director Julius.
Magandang tanghali. Nice to have you here.
Naimbag nga aldaw. That's how we say it in Ilocano. Pareho kaming Ilocano, Chini. Secretary,
Secretary, promoted na ako.
Na-promote.
Maganda pala nag-guest dito, na-promote.
Ni Director Julius. So, masabi ko lang, no, may I mention yung suot namin, pareho kaming naka-inabel binakul fabric. Ito yung nakikita mo na medyo parang nakakalito, no?
Of art pattern.
Yes.
Oo, na-notice ko nga pareho yung ano.
Diba? Baka hindi masyadong makita, no? Pero mas kita yung pattern kay Director Julius. So, yan, I'm very excited for this episode. As you know, Chi, ang Philippine fabric is very close to my heart.
Correct. And actually, that's what you wear almost every day here.
I try to wear almost every day, yes.
Diba? Support local talaga. Pero, Director, sir, maaari niyo po bang ibahagi ang layunin ng Philippine Tropical Fabrics Month? At ano po ba ang Philippine Tropical Fabrics o PTF at ano ang epekto nito sa local textile industry?
Well, basically, PTF is coined under the RA 9242, which technically mandates government to use Philippine tropical fabrics for their uniforms. And Philippine tropical fabrics, kailangan natin gawa dapat dito sa Pilipinas. Materials ay manggagaling din sa Pilipinas, especially the natural fibers. And we make it in such a way na it actually appeals not just aesthetically but also to, to a wider market. That's why the Philippine tropical fabric initially starts with uniform, but then it can also go to home textiles, can also go to other applications. So we are raising that awareness through the Philippine Tropical Fabrics Month celebration, which is January. And by raising the awareness, we hope that hopefully lahat ng government agencies will already be able to wear something locally made already.
Ang good idea nga yun, ano?
Yeah, it's a captive market.
Yes, and it's very trendy now. Uso ngayon yan. Pag suot mo at na-recognize namin na, uy, local fabric yan, parang masarap yung pakiramdam eh. It also shows that bukod sa you are supporting our local products, that you're very proud to be a Filipino. Parang it's a time to be proud of who we are.
Exactly. And of our product, considering malamang tayo lang ang meron dyan sa buong mundo.
Yes.
And I think the one that makes it a little more unique is as well the proposition na all of these were locally developed materials. It means pumapasok na in science, technology, and innovation capability natin sa Pilipinas. These are not, imported materials. These are locally grown. Sometimes even valorized. Pag sinabi natin valorized, wala nang silbi yung material. But then you get it back to the supply chain. Remember yung pineapple, we don't use we don't use the fruit. We use the leaves.
Yes.
In banana, for example, once yung banana saging nakapagbunga na, hindi na yung mamumunga ulit. So tinatanggal yung whole trunk and the trunk is left to rot in the farm. What if kuhanan natin ng fiber? What if yung kawayan kuhanan natin ng fiber? What if water hyacinth, which is clogging our waterways, makuhanan mo ng fiber? And this is the ingenuity that comes in, blending with our cultural richness as far as design. And it makes a very good proposition for wearables as a whole.
Yes. That's why it's very important what they do.
And maximizing our products here.
Yeah.
Na? Instead of itatapon nga, maging sustainable pa lahat and magamit pa ulit.
Biruin mo yung, masabi ko lang yung banana, nalaman ko lang ito nung pandemic kasi nung naging plantita tayong lahat. Na pagka bumunga na pala ang saging, ngayon na
It
yun.
will never fruit again. Yeah.
That's it.
At least mare-recycle
But that's a huge biomass, di ba? Like, imagine mo, carbon storage yun eh. So, sayang din yun, itong tatabasin mo and just leave it in the ground. So, imagine mo the fiber. Sabi nga namin, yung value proposition, the fruit sells at like about 35 pesos per kilo, yung fruit. But you know that the fiber sells for about 400 pesos per kilo. So, ibig sabihin, it's a compelling value proposition. So, those are the things that we are trying to communicate partly through the Philippine Tropical Fabrics Month celebration na kumikita dito. This is not just about art or culture, this is also about economics. So kumikita ang ating mga farmers, ang ating mga rural folks, which is also one of the pillars of our initiatives and the DOST, inclusivity. Dapat may kasama tayo. Sabi nga, Bagong Pilipinas, lahat tayo sama-sama. And we include from farmers all the way to our creative industries.
Yan nga, yung you complete the cycle na sinasabi nga nila na from farm to fabric to fashion. Oo, hindi lang yung end product, kundi kung sino mismo ang nagtanim nito. Oo. So ngayon, mapunta tayo sa tema ng PTF Month. Ngayon ay Spinning Innovations. Ang tema ninyo. Bakit ito ang napili ninyong tema para sa 2024 PTF Month?
It actually trails behind the Pushing Boundaries theme last year. So sabi namin, pinakita na hindi na lang ito pang damit. It can go for footwear, home textiles, etc., etc. Ngayon, this year, we spin innovation. Ang spinning, by the way, is a technical term. That's how you make yarns from fibers. And we made a very good analogy. Ang fibers natin kasi maiksi. Pero isipin mo, paano ka nakakagawa ng mahabang sinulid out of small staples? You spin it. And when you spin it, there's strength. There's the character, and that's exactly what we want this initiative to have. That we're able to spin our efforts together, make a very good proposition. That's why we continuously spin innovations, and we know that the trajectory of the industry is through innovations. We cannot go anywhere. Kung hindi tayo mag-innovate, maybe this art, these cultural things may be gone in our lifetime. But once we start to innovate without losing that cultural touch, then I think we have a good way forward.
At saka siguro maganda rin na makita nga ng ibang bansa gaano kagaling ang mga Pilipino through making these, diba, mga artwork na yan
It is. It's an art
Practically.
form, parang it's a badge of honor, diba? Like instead of using a logo to say, oh, I'm Filipino or something, the patterns are already making a very bold statement. Like kanina nga, alam mo na agad, Ilocano tong dalawang to. Because exactly you could identify with the patterns.
We are very, very proud of really our own local products. And in a way, it also, baka sabihin nila, kasi medyo regional ako, I'm proud to wear all.
All
kasi
patterns,
from north
to
to
south,
south. Kasi lang before, ewan ko, correct me if I'm wrong, mas popular kasi minsan yung south. Minsan yung mga pineapple, pag sinabi mong pinya, sikat talaga yan, mahal, at talagang sinusuot ng ating mga opisyal. Pero makita lang natin ngayon, nakikita natin sa ating screen, itong mga produktong ito. Baka you can explain, sir, ano itong mga pinapakita natin?
Well, particularly, we made a very bold statement today na ilabas yung yarns natin from bamboo because this was not available last year. Sabi ko nga, I guess last year, sabi ko, we are about to launch it in 2023. This time, we have already annexed kawayan and we have aptly described it as kawayarn because, you wanted also to appeal to a wider audience, maybe the younger audience. So, these are already outputs. Kita niyo from the fiber na naging sinulid, na naging tela, na naging damit, and you could see the latitude, the very wide latitude upon which we could use this very new material. Alam niyo, just to give you an analogy, yung abaka, ang fiber recovery na, ibig sabihin, per kilo of abaka, 2% lang ang nakukuha mong fiber. But for kawayan, we do not believe 50% ang fiber recovery. So it's a very good raw materials by altogether. And ang kawayan grows hindi selective. From north all the way to the south, may kawayan yan. Ang abra, may buho, then you have kawayang tinik, and so many other varieties which we also have studied in the institute. So, napakalaki ng kanyang proposition. And we want to package it. Tingnan niyo yung the ladies wear, for example. Hindi mo ma-imagine yan, gawang Pilipino yan. The silhouette itself, that's kawayan and cotton.
Parang linen yung itsura
Yes,
niya.
yes.
Very
And
mahal ng yun.
And we purposely did not dye it because we wanted to show the fibers in the fabrics themselves. So,
Undyed.
yeah, undyed,
Diba?
as raw as it is, but you could already have that. By the way, the ladies wear there is by Avel, Bacudio, and the other ones by Francis Libiran.
Ang
Oh,
ganda
wow.
nga.
Kaya
Isang
naman
tingin ko-
pala si Avel and si Francis Libiran, they're very supportive. Our
Very
designers
supportive.
all our designers now, the veterans,
Yeah.
actually they've been using it noon pa
Noon pa, oo.
Oo, pero dati kasi parang nag-a-appeal lang siya sa mga, sabi nga nila, yung mga mas matanda, yung mga lolo't lola natin. At saka dati kasi pang kortina lang yan, di ba? Ngayon, pati mas mga bata, pati anak ko 8 years old, 9
you
years
want to
old.
make it mainstream. You want to, especially for the younger generation, kasi as we say, we are not just selling the fabrics, we are selling our story. We are making every Filipino carry that story. So even our fashion designers, nakakatawa because the engine of innovation is moving because the creative industries are actually the one asking for more. Like,
Yes.
wala pa kayong bago dyan? And yun ang nakakatawa at the side of, by the way, nasa science community po ako, hindi po ako designer. But then,
Scientist siya.
scientist po ako, disclaimer lang. But,
DOST, you're under the
the
DOST.
DOST, yeah. So I'm a
Secretary
full-fledged chemist.
Solidum.
Yeah. Secretary
Yes.
Solidum, very supportive as well. So nakakatuwa that the creative industry gives us those direction. Nasasabi nila, Julius, we wanted it to be heavy, ganito ang weave pattern, and those are the inputs that we need in research and development and innovation. So nakikita mo ngayon synergy of all players, not just your raw material, but even the creative industry. So it's a very thriving and a very robust ecosystem. We call it an innovation ecosystem. So yun yung aming pinupush in the DOST right now, that everybody's involved, regardless if you're a hardcore scientist or you're a designer.
Because
Yung mga-
actually, output naman talaga yung titingnan ng lahat. Eh, no?
The
Even,
end, yeah.
even the textile in itself, baka makatulong sa ekonomiya natin kapag naging world-known
Dapat.
tayo.
Yes, dapat.
No? Malaking
And
ambag
that's
yan.
what the PTF is all about. Kasi kailangan natin i-elevate yung volume. Imagine mo, there are 1.9 million government employees. Damitan mo lang yan ng one set of uniform. Buhay yung industry. So, captive market mo yun. You don't have to import it from anywhere. Di ba? Sayang yun eh. Tayo
Kaya
na.
pansinin nga natin yung mga departments ngayon. Tingnan natin yung suot nila. Uy, ano ba yan?
Yeah,
Galing ba ng
PTF
China
ba yan? Yeah.
PTF ba yan?
Meron tayong isang
Supportahan
one-compliant
natin,
government institution
Oo.
ngayon. Siguro magandang i-reveal because they are actually leading. The House of Representatives actually have Philippine tropical fabrics for the uniform last year and they're asking for 2 more sets this year. So, napakaganda ng momentum na na-create because I think you just have to lead it. You just have to show na pwede. And, you know, us wearing it's really a good proof na it's actually wearable. The idea works, man.
Yes, they always think kasi baka matigas yan, makate. Pero iba, dati sinasabi, oh, tiis ganda. So yung pinya, di ba makate?
Oo naman.
I mean, honestly. Hindi, but iba rin naman yung dating ng pinya. It will always be, kahit sa akin makate yan. Ngayon, pero pinaganda nyo na. Meron na kayong
Na-develop
innovations
na.
like you're
There
actually
are.
wearing, are you wearing pinya?
Yeah, it's a
something
blend
now?
of pineapple and this is not your pinya from Aklan. This is the pinya from Bukidnon, the one that they throw after, you know, magkumuha ng fruit, etc. So it's a blend of pineapple leaves with cotton, Philippine cotton, and we made it into a uniform material. So yun nga, wearable. It must be wearable. It must be a wash and wear thing. Hindi po pwedeng dry clean tayo everyday, mga chong, because sayang yung tela, sayang yung ating resources. So it has to be like pwedeng i-dump mo sa washing machine, you guys wash. That's exactly how a government uniform must be. Otherwise, ang ating mga government employees, pagwawala yan, imagine mo, hard, papa-dry clean mo yung Monday uniform mo, di ba? It must
Oo
also
naman.
conform to the actual need. So, we adjust. That's how science comes in. I-adjust mo yung material such that it actually fits the end use. Similarly, when you challenge us to use it for home textiles, iba naman din ang magiging tirada
Thicker
natin.
siguro
Thicker
yun.
naman yun,
Yes,
may
yes.
water repellency, hindi siya nasusunog. So, that's where the science, the textile science comes in. And behind all of this proposition, the materials that you see, the beautiful materials and yarns that you see, is a solid science-based backing. And that's what the DOST is here for.
Oh, hindi lang yan basta fashion,
Oh,
it's
yes.
backed by
It's backed
science,
by-
no? And there's also economics involved. You're
behind it.
helping the country. And it's great to hear this all from you. And I wish we had more time talaga. It's something we can talk about,
Yes.
Chi, for like forever. Dito may forever sa akin. But what can you say? Some people say, and I always get, kasi ako, since I also make local products, like with my Inabel products, no, they always say, ang mahal, hindi namin ma-afford. It's not for everyone. So, what is your answer to that?
Siguro 2 things. One is economies of scale. We are starting the industry again. So please bear with us. Pag lumalaki yung production, hopefully later on, it will also normalize. Second is, sana wag natin masyadong tipirin kasi ang una pong umaaray doon or aaray doon are actually the weavers who are part of the value chain. Kasi kung tatawaran mo yun, cost kasi yan eh.
And hand-woven
Yes,
yun eh,
hand-woven. May
diba?
hand-woven component, di ba? There's time and artistry. And siguro may pangatlo pa. And the third one, of course, is you don't put price on your culture. Don't put price on, the value of your artwork. So parang sa atin is sama-sama tayo. Wag naman puro pababaan ng presyo na 25 pesos per yard. Alam mo na, wag tayo ganun.
No, it's how also, it's pride, Filipino
Yeah,
pride
of
in
course.
your work, in what you do.
Yeah.
We have to give our weavers, our farmers, the respect
Yeah.
that they deserve, the price that they deserve. As you said, it's priceless.
Yeah.
I mean, recently, I went, nung isang araw lang, before I came back to the show, I went to Pinili, Ilocos Norte, where the country's oldest weaver lives.
Yeah.
And I arrived there, she was
She
weaving.
was weaving, yes.
I
Actively
mean, can
weaving.
you imagine,
99 years
actively
old.
weaving, wala akong sinabi, basta na lang random. Ilang beses ko na itong ginawa. Nagwi-weave siya, 99 years old. And according to yung mga kasama niya, mas mabilis daw yung gawa niya, siyang gumawa. Kunyari, they do it in 1 month. Si Nana Magdalena Gamayo, 3 weeks.
Wow.
So, 99 years old siya. So, makikita mo na pag ganyan naman, meron naman iba-ibang presyo yan. May mura, syempre.
So,
Pero
iba-ibang
yung
market
mahal,
segment,
at
yeah.
talagang mahal yan kasi nga, gawa yan ng ating mga magagaling na artisans, di ba? Na pinasa from generation to generation to give them what it deserves.
It's due, yeah.
I
Yes.
agree.
Ayan, so finally,
that's the entire advocacy. So
Yes.
thank you very much also for bringing that in kasi palaging issue nga ang cost. But again, when we answer it from that perspective, madali yung cultural dimension because again, it's priceless. But then the role of science and technology is to make this more massive, more affordable, and more accessible. And that's why the government uniforms come in because it's a platform for not just the culture but also the science.
Oh, it's very interesting to know na meron tayong ganyan. At sana magtuloy-tuloy ito, no?
Push
Tama
lang.
yung sinabi mo,
Opo.
magkaroon ng malaking demand
Yeah.
so that it's easier to make.
To
But
make it.
of course, we respect yung mga gumagawa as we
Oh,
said.
yeah.
But the more demand, nababa rin nga ang presyo.
Yeah,
As
it's
you said,
normalized,
the economies of
normalized,
scale.
yeah.
So, the more we sangkilikin po natin ito,
Yeah.
makikita natin na
Oo. Kahit anong
normalize
piraso,
din yan.
kahit
Yes.
bag man siya, wallet man siya, for as long as we use local materials, I think it has an effect, trickling
Yes.
effect to our economy.
Oh, with that, maraming salamat sa inyong panahon, Sir Julius Yanyo Jr., Director DOST Philippine Textile Research.